Since I need to wait till the 8-second mark to say what I want to say if I want this video to be monetized, I'm gonna ask y'all, how y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, cool. So back in high school, I was the ultimate gooner. Like, it was bad. I was beating my shit sometimes 5 to 8 times a day. Rookie numbers, I know. Like, I would literally see a boob and lose my collective mind. All that would run through my head is, I have got to beat my shit. But in the process of me becoming that monster, I had to go through trials and tribulations. Let me explain what I mean by that. So back in the 8th grade, my family had one old ass computer in the upstairs living room. And my dad saw fit to put a child block program on the computer, meaning I couldn't look up anything explicit. Me being the rebel that I am, said, fuck that, I'm about to watch by any means necessary, even if it means dying. Actually, let's pause on that for a second. The fact I was willing to throw my life away over some video vixens is egregious. And the statement, by the way, was not hyperbole. Like, at no point in my life would I be willing to die for this country, but I would be willing to die over some virtual coochie. But honestly, that says more about America than it does about my past addiction. Anyway, what I began to notice is that the filter didn't really account for certain images in Google Images that were, well, they look like this. So I took that as a challenge, but also a gift of God, if you will. I downloaded that grainy piece of shit and put it into a Word document so I could look at it whenever I wanted to. I was a dumbass 13-year-old, so I just named the file "Do Not Look Here." That shit was about as inconspicuous as an elephant in the room. But see, my parents are alive, so they didn't get killed by curiosity. Anyway, once a day, I was in that living room beating my shit. But to give context, there was no door preventing anybody from seeing me in this living room. Meaning that if anybody walked by, they would have a whole 7 feet of entryway to see me doing my deed. That's like stealing from a store, knowing damn well that there is a 4K camera aimed at your head. I was essentially risking my entire life just to beat my shit to 8 pixels. But wait, in my defense, the top 4 pixels where the titties were fucking fire. Anyway, one day while I was really focused on pixel number 3, I heard furious ass footsteps coming up the stairs and walking down the hallway towards my direction. I started trying to pull up my pants, and in a moment I started to put my schmeat back into my pants, my mom walks around the hallway and is like, "Hi." I was scared beyond belief. Not mostly because of the situation itself, but more so because it was my mom. She's a very religious woman. So masturbation to her is pretty much direct contact with the devil. Nigga, it didn't matter if she came up there and saw me beat my meat or sacrificing a newborn child. Her reaction would have been the exact same. Anyway, she was looking directly at me and I had my hands in my pants and I was slightly hunched over in the chair. She walks over slowly and is all like, what are you doing? Is something wrong with your stomach? I realized that she unintentionally gave me an out. So I played along. I was like, yeah, something wrong with my stomach. Then she says, "Let me see." At this point, I could feel my heart thumping the fuck up out my chest. And the thing that made my anxiety worse in that moment is that I had only just realized that I never minimized the window that the 8 pixels were on. But I think the fact that my mom didn't even realize what it is that was on the screen is a testament to how bad of a quality that image was. But back to the interrogation, I'm telling her, nah, I can't move from this position because my stomach really hurts. I can't let her see. And she looking genuinely worried at this point. Like, oh my God, is my son going to die? I mean, yeah, by her hands if she realizes what's going on. And after a few more seconds pass, my mom begins to stare at me, her eyes widening slowly as time creeps by. And then she just slaps the dog shit out of me. Like, that shit was so hard, I could hear the echoes of my brain smacking around inside my skull after that shit. And I think that was my mom's attempt at slapping the devil out of my soul. Cause yeah, I think she might have figured out what was going on. Then she started talking about, I need to call your dad. I was like, no, chill. I think my stomach is getting better. I only said that because I thought she was still stressing about my stomach and didn't know about what was going on. She then proceeds to run downstairs, and in that time, I'm fixing myself up and running to my room. The good thing is, she never brought up that situation again. Eventually, we get a new computer, and I also learn about how internet history works. So my logic was, as long as I don't use the same browser everybody else is using, I can watch whatever I want without any fear of anyone seeing what I'm watching. So I end up using Safari, and I might have more than 50 tabs open, ready for me every time that I open it up. I was a man of variety. What the fuck do you want from me? Anyway, a whole year goes by and I am chilling. Nothing has gone wrong yet. Until one day I open up Safari and I realize all of my tabs are gone. At this point, I wasn't even scared or worried. I was more so mad. Like, how the fuck why this shit happen to me, bro? It took time and dedication to find that many tabs of big booty Latinas, and it was just gone in a blink of an eye. Anyway, one day, my dad brings somebody over that he's brought over before to do some stuff on the computer. And as I'm walking by, I notice that these niggas are using Safari. I start breathing mad heavy as I'm walking back to my room. I was sucking up so much air through my big ass nostrils that my dad and the nigga told me to stop because they were feeling lightheaded. I was in a state of anger and anxiety. The anger came from me finally realizing who deleted my shit. But then the anxiety came from the fact that that person was probably gonna delete me. About a week later, my dad catches me as I'm about to go upstairs and he's like, my child, I want to have a conversation with you. By this point, I had kind of forgotten what had happened. And so I was just like, what, dad? He gonna tell me, I saw some websites open on the computer with naked women. Do you know anything about this? My response was, nah. Actually, to be honest, I haven't even seen the naked women before. Matter of fact, I might even be gay. I didn't actually say that. I live in an African household. I know damn well that would have gotten me in more trouble than the porn ever would have. He then mentions that he knows that I'm the only other person besides him who uses Safari. And this is where it starts to sound very similar to that one story where the kid is like, it was a computer virus that put the corn on my computer and caused my pants to slip while I was sitting down. But instead of saying it was a virus, I said it was pop-up ads. The problem with this claim is that no matter how much of a retard that you think your child is, there is no way that they innocently click on a pop-up ad 50 fucking times and then leave the pop-ups there. But I didn't care how stupid that made me sound. And here's the thing, right? There's probably a physical manifestation of that hill that I died on that day. And if you go there, you could probably dig up my metaphorical dead body. Anyway, my dad was starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable bringing up the whole topic with me. So he was just like, yeah, don't click on that pop-up ad again. I was like, I bet. And we never discussed that shit ever again. I completely ignored his advice, obviously, and he doesn't need to know that. Now, you may think that the moral of this story is to not watch inappropriate videos on the family computer, or perhaps don't watch inappropriate videos wide open in the living room. Wrong. The moral of the story is don't watch inappropriate videos, period. All right, this is my advice to everybody in the audience. Please stop.